President Trump accusing the FBI of failing to crack down on leakers and going after publications like the Washington Post for using anonymous sources. He's basically saying this is all part of the fake news media, and it's about reports on his team's contacts with Russia. The president also tweeting out earlier, quote, "The FBI is totally unable to stop the national security leakers that have permeated our government for a long time. They can't even find the leakers within the FBI itself. Classified information is being given to media that could have a devastating effect on the U.S. Find now." Joining me now, former FBI Assistant Director Jim Kallstrom. Jim, good to have you, sir. Could leaks have a devastating effect on the country?
Oh, I think without question. I mean, that's why things are classified. And, as far as, government intercepts or overhears or court-ordered wiretaps or any of that mix of things, people, there's two things, Liz, in the world. There's people that have clearances. Everyone in the FBI and has a top-secret clearance. But that does not mean that they have a need to know, that they don't necessarily have to know about everything that's going on. And very, very sensitive programs you're read into. And I think we do a lousy job, I'm based when I was in, of actually keeping track of who we actually brief into some of these programs. The very, very top secret ones, there's actually written documents about who has clearance and when they actually see a document, et cetera, et cetera. But I think most of the leaks the president is talking about came in the prior administration, and I'm guessing that the FBI director probably took some of that information and through normal practices disseminated it to probably the Attorney General and probably the National Security Council. And I bet my 30 years, 40 years of knowledge in this business, that's where that came from.
What information are we talking about? You're saying the FBI Director Comey could have disseminated what information?
Well, I'm talking back about this situation with General Flynn and the Russian ambassador. I'm talking about that particular piece of information, and how that just plays into this whole narrative, in my view, about how, Russia has basically done this and done that and done that. There's no question Russia's done a lot of bad things, but that's the sort of the pressure release of the Democratic Party to blame it all on Russia. But there's a lot of other things. I mean, soon after the president met with the president of Mexico, there were transcripts of conversations. There were transcripts of telephone conversations he had. Why the White House is releasing this to a myriad of people? There's certain people that need to know these things. There's no question.
Yeah.
But they have to do a very, very tough job of cleaning up who sees all this stuff.
Jim, do you think that the Trump administration or anybody connected to the Trump team colluded with Russia in order to bring down Hillary Clinton?
No, I don't believe that. I mean, here you have John Podesta, whose password was password, and all those documents, that showed really how they operate. And quite frankly, they're continuing to operate today. They were giving out Russian flags at CPAC, the same guy that was paying people to disrupt Trump rallies. I think that is terribly overblown. Do I know for a fact? No. My opinion, I think that's terribly overblown, Liz.
All right, Jim Kallstrom, thank you so much for your time, sir.